ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين.
Doesn't matter to me. What I want to know is, what do you think the purpose of life is?
What I believe the purpose of life is?
Yes.
I think that's what we're all here to figure out, isn't it? I think that the purpose of life is maybe different for different people. I don't think everyone has the same mission on life. Do you believe that, sir?
I do not.
Okay.
So do you believe there's a God?
Of course I believe there's a God. I'm not going to argue if there's a God or not.
Great. Do you believe that God sent us guidance in the way of prophets like Abraham and Moses and so on?
I think that could be taken into question.
Good
I
Dawah,
think
good Dawah.
when it comes down to it, I can believe in a higher power without believing fairy tales and holy books that cannot be proven.
Okay. So once again, the question there was, do you believe there's a God? And you said, yes, I believe. I said, do you believe that God sent us messengers like Jesus and Abraham, Moses, Muhammad, peace be upon them? And you gave kind of like a roundabout answer, but basically you're saying no, you think they're fairy tales.
I say I actually like evidence, my friend. I've actually I like to, you know, and there's no way to prove that because it's very difficult to argue faith. But what I want to go back to for a second was, do you believe that everyone has a soul, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that some souls are older than others?
No.
No. So everyone in your mind has a soul that is basically doing one mission. We all have one mission in life.
فقال سبحانه وتعالى ما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. So let me explain that. You don't even listen. Like you're nodding your head as if you understood that
language, my friend. I apologize.
I got you. Relax. No problem, bro. I got you. I speak plenty of languages. I'll translate for you. No problem. All right. Allah says in the Quran, I did not create jinn or ins, the human or the jinn kind, except to worship me. So that means the purpose of all of our creation. And you can go back to the 10 Commandments, you can go to Abraham, you can go to Moses, but again, you don't believe in them, so we'll talk about that. I believe that those souls were created in a place called Alam al-Arwah, a place that we were only souls. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, told us that there was a time when you were just a soul, no body, and you were like armies, meaning you were in brigades, and you met each other. And that's why many times you meet somebody, SNEAKO, I'm sure you've had that experience, you meet somebody, immediately you like them. You know, you have this connection. And sometimes you meet somebody and you're like, you know, I'm good with this, you know?
True.
So this is something that I believe. That soul then transferred into a different level of existence. At first, it was just a soul. Then it came into the womb of the mother. You had a different life, meaning it was not like the life you have right now, right? 9 months about, you had liquids going through your lungs, but you survived. You were being fed through a umbilical cord. You weren't speaking to people. You didn't eat with your teeth. That was a separate existence, right? Here, the soul and the body was connected, but the existence was different. Then you died from that life and you came into the belly of this earth, right? This is a different level of existence. Now you're breathing in oxygen. You can't put liquids down your lungs anymore. Now you're eating through your teeth. You're speaking to people. You're going around. And here, this life is a test. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. Allah tells in the Quran that we created death. I'm translating for you, relax. We created death and life, this whole system, to see which one of you puts forth the best deeds. So all of us, black, white, Chinese, doesn't matter. We have one purpose in this life: to recognize our Creator, to worship Him, to live by His rules, to try to do the best we can, to be the best we can. Again, we're going to have shortcomings. Allah is the most forgiving, no problem. This life will end. Hold on, let me just finish. This life will end. As we know, everybody's going to die. Nobody's going to make out of this life alive. And you're going to go into a grave. And when you go into a grave, you will be raised then. That life is a different life in barzakh. Your body will deteriorate, your physical body, right? It will deteriorate. But then you'll be raised again for an everlasting hereafter. And every prophet prophesied about this. And that's why if you're Jewish, if you're Christian, if you're Muslim, you do believe that Allah, the Creator, whether you call him Yahweh or whatever, sent prophets. Tell us about the mission of our life. Don't worship idols. Don't worship images, right? Here your Lord is one. Look at the 10 Commandments. Don't kill, don't steal, all of that. I believe that's guidance from the Creator of the universe being sent through his prophets. I don't believe it's a man or a woman. I don't worship a white dude on a cross. I don't worship a blue guy or a monkey or a cow. None of that. I worship the Creator, who Jesus worshipped, who Moses worshipped, who Abraham worshipped, who Muhammad worshipped. Peace and blessings be upon all the prophets. That's what I believe.
Okay, and that is your right to believe. Do you live in America?
Thank you. I do.
Then that's your right to believe, because we live in the greatest country on earth.
By the way, so, it would be my right to believe wherever I live. Don't think
no, you wouldn't actually have that right in different countries. Or
which
if
country
you did,
would I not have that right?
You'd probably be North Korea, China. No, there's a lot of countries in the world.
There are Muslims in North Korea.
You might actually hold on. I didn't interrupt you, sir. So you're pretty good at interrupting. But if you were in China, you might be in a Uyghur labor camp right now. It's interesting how people in the Muslim community don't speak too much about the sins of the Chinese, but they're very, very quick to jump on America, because just like LeBron James, it's easy to criticize here because you don't have to pay a price. You don't have to pay a price. But see, if you start criticizing Chinese, they'll start pulling your money. And that's why a lot of people in the Arab world and the Muslim world seem to be very quiet when it comes to the Chinese crimes. But let's go back to the religious thing, my friend.
Hold on. You made a statement, and I let you finish.
Well, hold on, Shaykh. You did go about 2-3 minutes. I want to give fair amount of time. I would like to hear Gary's response, and then we could come back to the claims.
No problem. As a numerologist, because no matter what you think about that, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been basically trying to decode what people in positions of power have been trying to do for a long time. And just because someone doesn't understand something does not mean it's fallacy. The whole point of the matter is I can look at people's birthdays and tell to a certain degree what they're going to look like, what their personality is. And I'd like to do that with you right now, sir, if you're more than willing to put your birthday out there.
Go for it.
What's your birthday, my friend?
What do you need? My month, birthday, year, the whole thing?
The whole thing, brother.
All right. August 31st, 1976.
August 31st, 1976?
Yes.
Okay. So is it safe to say that you were once a poor man and you've done substantially better in life?
Oh, man, yeah, that's true.
Okay. Because you are an 8 life path, my friend, just like SNEAKO. And when it comes down to it, people who are 8s, just like Patrick Bet David, just like a whole bunch of others like Kanye West, they usually go up and down with their money in life. So that is one thing I can look at numbers and be like, okay, this is what this person's experience will be. Second, I'll look at you because you're born in on the 31st with 3 and 1 is 4. I can tell you're a very hardworking man. I can tell you're a very conservative man. I can tell that my friend over here that you outwork people. That's how the hell you made it in life. You work, and you don't stop. If I'm wrong, you can please tell me.
No,
I do work hard, man. That's amazing.
I'm also going to say that you have the aura of authority over people. And your word means everything to you. Your word means everything to you. If you actually say you're going to do something, you're going to go out there and do it because that's what you are. You're born in the year of the dragon, and dragons are the most honorable people in the world. They will die before they will not fulfill a promise. So little things like that I can tell by people's birthdays. I can also tell you that a good majority of religious leaders tend to be 8s because people who are 8s are the ones with power. Power isn't always about money. Power is always sometimes about the crowd, the masses. When it came down to revolutions like the French Revolution, it was the religious people that started certain things. So the powers have always been with the priests, the imams, and those are the things that I've noticed through history. I will also say one other thing. Do you believe in karma, sir?
Define karma.
You do bad things will come onto you.
I believe in God's judgment. Yeah.
Do you believe that God, if you do bad things, that God will punish you?
Yes. But not like the Hindu concept.
I understand. But as an 8 life path, you have to also understand that karma adds up to 8. So remember we talked about language and certain things. K equals the 11th letter. A is 1. R is the 18th. So basically adds up to 26. 2 and 6 is 8. What goes around comes around. Karma.
8, huh?
Exactly.
Shaykh Uthman, can I interrupt? I just want to see, did any of this surprise you, or does it sound like the normal astrology mumbo jumbo?
I'm in shock right now because that describes me to a T. That's amazing.
Was that any different than when girls read their astrology charts, or are you being facetious? Or is that...
No. You got that from the numbers, right?
Correct. That's not some of it was astrology, but 95% was numerology.
You know what's funny, SNEAKO?
What's funny?
I wasn't born on 3rd of August, 1976.
That's very good. But you're the one who agreed to all that stuff. You're the one to agree to all that stuff.
You see this? You see this? I actually was born in another month in another year, which I'm like, I'm going to speak now. SNEAKO, it's my turn. My turn now. My turn. Did I listen? Did I listen or did I not listen?
You gave false information.
Wait, I want to hear Shaykh Uthman. Can I hear your response now for about a minute?
That's a lie, man.
It's not a lie, actually, because when I was born in Pakistan, they miswrote my birth date. That was the actual birth date they wrote, but it was wrong. My actual birth date is not that. And everything you said, you just kind of guessed off my personality and what you wrote about me online. Let me finish. Because it did match, except that wasn't. You did not get that information from that birth date because that wasn't my birth. I was testing you. And you showed that there's all a facade.
I did not know he was lying. I did not know.
You figured out a facade. You figured out, okay, this guy came. Maybe you watched a video about my background. And you said, let me take the numbers and make a mix to present what you thought about me. Even though it turns out that wasn't based on the numbers because those weren't the numbers.
Shaykh Uthman, man, he's one of the funniest debaters too. And even Gary pointed out, I even warned Gary before. I met him for lunch. Thanks a lot to him for that. And I told him, like, if you want to debate Shaykh Uthman, just know like his debate tactics it's so difficult to debate him because like he knows, I don't want to like reveal his tactics, but it's not something he's ever told me, but I noticed it like hosting it. Shaykh Uthman is like just the right enough passive aggressive and also direct at the same time. Because passive aggressive is like, that's how women will argue, but he does it just enough to be direct and aggressive and at you, but also being like, he just has the right amount of patronizing. So you'll talk and then I'll talk. Okay, are you finished? Are you finished? Are you done? I let you speak. Now I'm going to speak. And it's like, he does the right amount to make you look like a piece. So that he knows how to disarm the aggressive nature of a lot of people. Because Gary, especially like I saw it with Zerka, I highly recommend you guys watch that stream. The debate that Shaykh Uthman had with Zerka, because Zerka will come in like, I'm the sword, you homosexual, retard. And then Shaykh Uthman is like, okay, are you done? Are you done? And you're like, and then they have to drop their guard. They can't go, that aggressive style doesn't hit this. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it doesn't pinpoint because Shaykh Uthman never drops his frame. His frame is always like, I know the truth. Islam is the one true religion. And like, are you done? Are you done? Because he's like, you don't know the truth. Islam is the truth. And he kind of feels bad that you don't know. He's looking at you like, you're going to talk and then I'm going to talk, because it's like, he believes his faith is so strong. It just exudes that this is the truth. And he's like, oh, you poor little, you stupid little stupid. You don't know that Islam is the truth. Oh, you're an atheist. You're a Christian. But Gary too, man, it started off like, I don't know if you guys watched the entire debate, but it started off, I did not expect this at all. I don't want anybody to call me a snake. I thought that Shaykh Uthman was being honest about his birthday. When he said his birthday, and I was being 100% genuine. When Gary came with all that stuff about that you're hardworking, that you're honest, people respect you, you were once broken, now you make more money, I was like, whoa, he predicted everything. And then Shaykh Uthman was like, actually, it was a fake birthday. I'm like, what? It was a fake birthday. I'm like, what?
These kind of tricks are cheap parlor tricks. These things have been going on for centuries. I've been to other countries. I've had Hindus come up to me. I've had Muslims come up to me. Palm readers come up to me. I don't believe in any of that stuff. Look, let me explain something. When you talk about the Quran, at least you got that part right, that the Quran has never been changed. Alhamdulillah, that's true. And let me tell you something. You, me, SNEAKO, everybody's on a journey. Trying to get famous off of little tricks and stuff is not going to help you, right? If you're watching, you need to know there's more to life than this kind of stuff. You have to recognize who created you. Why were you created? If you agree that the Quran has never been changed, have you read it? Go to the Quran. What does Allah say about why were you here? Where did you come from? We as Muslims know that we have a creator who created us. Not to try to, pull little tricks like blindfolding and putting money in things. No. Recognize what's the greater purpose you have. Do you worship your Lord the way he has ordained upon you, the way Jesus and Abraham and Moses and Muhammad worshiped, putting their head on the ground? Do you worship that 5 times a day? Are you living that lifestyle, staying away from alcohol and pork and drugs to keep you clean, to be the best person you can? That is what's more important here. It's what's the purpose of life. You understand? When you made all that up about the 8 and the 1 and the 8s, and it showed that it was all made up because that wasn't the date, and you got it to my personality, but it wasn't based on the numbers. It shows that you're faking it, right? I'm not putting money on it. I'm not putting little parlor tricks. What I'm saying to you is, why don't you forget all this stuff? Go first and foremost, put your head down to your creator and pray to your Lord and say, oh, the one who created me, guide me.